The Vikings have a massive chance to land a star defensive tackle with multiple outlets linking the team to the Super Bowl champion, as this would be one of those signings to put Minnesota over the top and resurrect a scary defensive front once again. We're going to be breaking down all of that in this episode of Vikings Digest, but first, if you're part of the nearly 93% of viewers that aren't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of the new episodes when they drop. And with that, let's hop into the first topic of the day, which is a championship upgrade. So we're going to look at two reports here, one from Bleacher Report, one from Pro Football Focus, that are linking the Minnesota Vikings to going to get Milton Williams of the Philadelphia Eagles. Alex Ballantyne of Bleacher Report saying, it seems highly likely that Byron Murphy Jr. and or Stephon Gilmore will get re-signed ahead of free agency. Hopefully the first one instead of the second one in that case. With that assumption, adding an interior pass rusher should be Minnesota's biggest priority in the offseason, as the position group could use a boost. Also, Jonathan Bullard, Jerry Tillery, and Jihad Ward are impending free agents. Williams should be the club's top target on the open market. The 25-year-old has 5 sacks, 11.5 in 4 seasons, and 39 total pressures through week 17 this season, earning an elite 90.6 pass rush grade from Pro Football Focus that ranks second at the position. And speaking of Pro Football Focus, here's what they had to say, where they published a list of pending free agents and teams that they would love to see them on as their new homes. Milton Williams to the Minnesota Vikings. Williams played a crucial role in the Eagles' Super Bowl run, dominating as the highest graded pass rusher during the 2024 postseason with a 91.4 grade. That performance pushed his PFF pass rush grade to 91.7 this past season, overtaking Chris Jones as the highest graded interior pass rusher over the 2024 campaign. The Eagles defensive tackle made major strides in 2024, which will undoubtedly earn him a lucrative payday in free agency. He finished with career high marks in sacks with 6, pressures with 44, pass rush win rate with 17.7%, and pass rush productivity rating in 8.2 in the regular season. Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores is known for his aggressive blitz package, but tends to struggle to find pressure without the blitz, ranking 28th in total pressures, 144 without the blitz. Adding Williams to the mix would be an instant injection of energy into Minnesota's pass rush that would provide a perfect fit at 5 technique in Florence's scheme. And right there, Brian Flores at the end, that is the perfect analogy as to why Minnesota needs to get Milton Williams, because Minnesota, as much as they got so many turnovers in the regular season, they did not trust their pass rush whatsoever. We saw constantly where they were sending guys blitzing when they didn't need to, leaving guys shorthanded in pass coverage because they didn't trust in their top pass rushers up front to get there. You go and get Milton Williams, you have that assurity right there. Yes, Jerry Tillery, he's solid. Jonathan Bullard, they're solid. Jihad Ward, he's a solid guy. But when you have a chance to go and get an upgrade like this, and with all those free agents coming, you have a lot more money now to work with, especially, and I cannot say this enough, I know I am a broken record, but with that $40 million expectation of Sam Darnold, you cannot afford to go and get some of these guys that you need, not that you want, players that you need, whereas Sam Darnold isn't a player that you need. Sam Darnold is a player that you want if you're the Minnesota Vikings. That seems to be the case. Minnesota does not need Sam Darnold. They need Milton Williams. They need Trey Smith. They need Byron Murphy. They need Cam Bynum. So these are all things that the Vikings need endlessly to make sure they can keep this Super Bowl window open, keep Justin Jefferson happy, have JJ McCarthy playing for the future, and Brian Flores not having to have his job called for whenever we blitz too much and we can't get enough pressures home and we get exposed in pass coverage like we did against the Lions and the Rams twice this season. Here's a way that we can go towards repairing that. Go out and get Milton Williams, because he would be a perfect fit, and look at the havoc that he wreaked, not only in the regular season, but also in the postseason, being one of the biggest defensive MVPs for the Eagles this postseason. And he is a potential game changer for the Vikings. The prospect of Williams joining the Vikings has ignited speculation about the transformative impact he could wield on the team's defensive line. With the Vikings defense corner Brian Flores were known for his aggressive defensive schemes, the addition of Williams promises to inject a new level of dynamism into Minnesota's pass rush. Notably, Williams' proficiency as a 5 technique aligns seamlessly with Flores' strategic vision, like we just touched on, offering a tantalizing solution to the team's pass rushing woes. While Williams expressed a preference for remaining with the Eagles, the allure of a potentially lucrative deal and a fresh start with the Vikings looms large. As negotiations unfold, the Eagles face the daunting task of securing Williams' service amidst escalating interest from rival teams. One of those rival teams being Minnesota. So there's a lot of things at play here for Minnesota as they need to go out and get guys like this. And Williams would be perfect for that, going with Harrison Phillips, going with Jonathan Greenard, going with Andrew Van Ginkel, and so many of the other pass rushers that we can have on this team, where we touched on it a few weeks ago saying that this Minnesota Vikings team is not scary. That is why teams don't take us seriously. That's why a lot of people call us frauds, and that's why we don't seem to get the respect that we deserve. We go out and get a guy like this. This is a return to that scary Minnesota Vikings era where we had guys like John Randall, like Jared Allen, like all the other guys that we had as well. I know I'm blanking right now. It's just the pressure of everything and trying to think of all the names. But we've had so many pass rushers come through this building. We had Kevin and Pat Williams as well, not to forget those guys leading in the way in the 2000s into the 2010s. So there's a lot of pass rushers that Minnesota has a history of that we need to get back to. We need to get back to those pass rushing. We need to get back to the purple people eaters of the new era. We need a 2025 new version purple people eaters. Say that 10 times fast. But we need a 2.0 version of that, and Milton Williams is a way towards getting that. He also had arguably the best game of his career in the Super Bowl, which he had 2 sacks and was disrupted throughout the entire games. And he's currently on a 4-year deal worth over just $5 million, and he will definitely get a much bigger payday. And when looking at his projection as well for his contract, that contract is projected at $12 million. He's looking at 3 years, $12 million per year with 3 years, $36 million cumulative over that course. Minnesota, they can definitely make that work with the options that they have right now for their salary cap reasons. They have so much to work with here. If you do not sign Sam Darnold, if you do that, that goes from 60 down to 20 very fast and not a lot of room to work with. You go out and get a guy like Williams. Yes, it brings it down a little bit towards what you do with Sam, but in my eyes, you're letting Sam Darnold walk at this point. JJ McCarthy is the future, and that is the other thing. If JJ McCarthy is the future for this team, show that he is by going out and getting guys like this. Don't franchise tag Sam Darnold. That already goes to show JJ that they don't have the confidence in him to be the future just yet. If you go out, you let Sam Darnold walk, you go out and get a Trey Smith, a Milton Williams, you re-sign Byron Murphy, you re-sign all these other guys, and you go out and you re-sign Aaron Jones as well. That's a vote of confidence to say, hey, JJ, we trust you as the future of this team and we're building around you. Instead of signing Sam Darnold, getting a few middle-of-the-road guys that are good, but they're not going to be as great as the top guys that we could go out and get, all because we wanted to overpay for a quarterback that ultimately will not get it done when the time matters. So yes, I know Sam Darnold isn't the topic of this video, but with everything concerning the Vikings as far as free agency, almost everything revolves around if or if not signing Sam Darnold. If they do, there's a lot less to work with. If they don't, we are off to the races as far as what we can do in this free agency. And when you look at Milton Williams' stats, those are his regular season stats, where this past season he had a career season getting great numbers that we hadn't seen from him yet. And then looking at the postseason as well, he had a very great postseason where he was just on fire, getting 2 sacks, 2 of them in the Super Bowl as well, forced fumble as well, 5 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and he has just been on fire, and he is going to have a lot of momentum heading into this next season and into this free agency period where, yes, he's going to be due for a big payday. However, looking at what he did to Patrick Mahomes and looking at what he's done on this Eagles defense all this whole season and the past few seasons that he's been there, he's worth every penny. And not only that, but if Minnesota doesn't sign Sam Darnold and has all this money to work with, yes, he's expected $12 million, and maybe that's what the Eagles will initially offer him. But if we don't sign Sam Darnold, we have a lot more freedom to just go over what teams are offering for him. Will we overpay? Maybe, potentially. But if we win a Super Bowl, who cares? But if we're able to do that, we can outbid these other teams. And yes, as much as he wants to stay with the Eagles, if we can outbid the Eagles, we have a chance to really poach him from them. And we can get revenge on the Eagles for that 2017 NFC Championship game and just knock them right out of the playoffs and out of the season so that they don't have a repeat, and we can be the ones that everyone's focusing on as that scary defense. But what do you guys think down in the comments below? Would you go out and get Milton Williams? What would you sign him for? And if you sign Sam Darnold, do you think we can still get Milton Williams? I definitely don't think we do, but hopefully we don't sign Sam Darnold so that we can go and get guys like this and be a scary defense once again. But what do you guys think about all this? Let us know down in the comments below. Let us know what top 5 free agents you want to see come to Minnesota that aren't currently on our roster. Let us know down in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss the updates. We're going to have another video for you guys tomorrow. But with that, I've been your host, Griffen. Take care.